Hello, my Web3 fellow citizens, NFT fans, and Blast ecosystem advocates. I'm Eugeniki Cryptiamsi, and I'm excited to welcome you at this second online cozy meetup, which is dedicated to the Blast Layer 2 ecosystem. It's upcoming Airdrop, as you know, and of course for NFT 2.0 concept, also known as smart, financial, dynamic, or even programmable NFTs. Hope you, everybody, are familiar with that. Thank you all for being here. Big thanks to everyone watching this recording on YouTube. Please like and share it if you find it useful for the community. Also, we will share the contents from this meetup into Blast community, so the level of responsibility is very, very, very high. So Blast guys will see this stuff inevitable. Let me thank to our distinguished speakers from guest projects. They are Synth Futures, Mangrove, Hedgey, Insert, Treasure, Dwarf Battles, and Degen Deals for their responsiveness, openness, and readiness to share their thoughts, values, and how their projects contribute to the ecosystem. Dear speakers, feel free to provide us all you would love, because your wisdom is extremely valuable for us. We have been firm believers that there is no such thing as a competition or competitors in Web3. We are all just in synergy and interoperability. We are friends. We are contributors, not competitors. Do not push this Web2 or even non-Web terminology into Web3, please. Let me note that this meetup is supported by Envelop, which is a DAO, and it's also a cross-chain protocol for programmable assets and NFT Oracle, which has already been implemented in 15 chains, I'm not mistaken, including Blast Layer 2, of course. It is based on DAO principles, so please follow Envelop's resources, easy to find them. For more information or ask us any questions in Telegram chat or Discord. We are one community of long-term Web3 enthusiasts who are absolutely passionate about smart NFTs, and we warmly welcome any interest from your side in this concept and DAO concept, whatever you like. Thank everyone from DAO Envelop team for your contributions today. I'm very proud to be the part of the team, and Alex, the generous member of DAO Envelop, will welcome you soon. This meetup is also powered by mice.io, the logo on my t-shirt, a universal multi-chain platform for holding events and building communities through transactional reputation. We are absolutely fans of the concept of transactional reputation. Thanks for our advisor, Vladimir Popov, aka Menoscope, for pushing forward this philosophy in Web3. It allows the creation of smart NFT tickets with gifts inside and soul-bound tokens, or SBT, for on-chain reputation. Attendees over the meetup have already experienced this in action by minting smart NFT tickets. Thank you very much for having this experience. And during the meetup, we have already sent the link for a Google form where you can provide your Blast wallet address, if you have an address, and we will then send you a real soul-bound certificate as proof of event that you have attended this event. The message from Yuri Belabrov has been already sent, so find the link, please fill in the form, go and put your Blast address for getting your soul-bound certificate, which is going to be forever tied to your Web3 soul, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Envelop and mice.io are open to any partnerships, both informational and technical, so let us know about that if you are interested. And if you plan to organize an online event, such like that online meetup, or whatever you like, and would like to provide proof of event services, NFT tickets, smart NFT tickets with gifts, your tokens inside, this is how it works, or soul-bound tokens as a proof of event, please, because your attendees might expect your event to be a true Web3 event, not just an online meeting somewhere. So consider using mice.io as a proof of event service for that purpose, and let us know if you are ready to discuss details in any way you like. Dear attendees and chat participants, you can ask questions to our distinguished speakers, and please know that the author of the best question chosen by the speakers. So you speakers will have a short quiz for choosing the best questions. Will receive 10 USDB tokens wrapped into wrapped NFT vault from Envelop. So we are using our own technologies for our own purposes. This is how it works. This wrapped NFT can be traded or unwrapped, and the USDB collateral can be withdrawn from this vault. So please don't forget to use hashtag question hashtag. You may see in the chat with questions which have been already asked. Just posts with this tag will be counted in the consent. We have decided not to insist on a strict agenda and timing because it is absolutely unpredictable how many minutes from 1 to 10 or 20 every speaker will be need for his deliver his speech and have a little Q&A. So here are speakers, and we have already arranged that Alex Chusov from Degen Deals will be the first. So your speech, your wisdom, then short Q&A questions in the chat with the tech questions. And before Alex Chusov will be joining, so let me invite Alex Sedegubov, Genesis member of the Envelop DAO, to deliver a short welcoming speech with a warm words. So Alex, please turn your mic, turn your camera, and the stage is yours. Not for but for upcoming minutes. Okay.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hello, speakers. Hello, communities. So really nice to see you here on the second Blast event held by our DAO and MICE. And especially nice to see that lots of different projects already are existent in Blast. And especially it's nice to see how mature they are and to see like a whole evolution of the crypto market. And now we see totally all decentralized and as the best narratives of the crypto that was given. And thanks that you are helping us to develop these tools for event organization and tickets distribution. So we hope that you can provide us also with feedback from your communities. How did they find it, and how do they find the SBT that they will be given? So let's start today, and I'm sure that tomorrow we'll see a good event that we've been waiting for a long time, and especially now when we see red candles on the market and when everybody's in down mood. So it would be nice to give a big boost up and see what Blast is going to give us. Thank you, guys.
Well, Alex, let me ask you, what are your expectations from the upcoming airdrop? Are you going to earn some money on that, or?
I think that Blast is the one that make fast decisions, and they have good examples about last big drops and the mistake they made. So I think even in short time they can find a way to mitigate the bad effects, and so it's a very good point to be like outstanding among them and attract more attention.
Okay, I think every one of us is expecting a great event, as you've already said, a great airdrop. So we will be watching, we'll be following this amazing event. Thank you very much for your warm words. Thank you for establishing Envelop DAO 3 years ago in the end of 2020. And let me thank our advisor, Vladimir Popov, aka Metascope, for delivering an idea what how to do in this amazing year of 2020 of COVID and so on, and NFT hype. Well, so let me switch to the first speaker of our meetup today. I just see my friends in the chat. They are Alex Chusov, they are Artem, Afian, and Vakhtang. These guys recently ended, they joined us literally yesterday. Recently, they ended a hackathon that delivered a concept of Degen Deals, where they met a real Vitalik Buterin, real person. I clarify, this was real. This was not his clone. So Degen Deals is on-chain protocol that tokenizes payment obligations and rights of subjects in deals. So that shows of conjunction of law or legal segments. And NFT segment. So this due to participation of Artem, the famous Ukrainian legal personal in Web3. So the deal is represented as an NFT. It's linked to real legal documents and an associated smart contract account, which is compatible with standards ERC 4337 and ERC 6551 standards. So these guys have used great standards, tech-heavy standards of NFT. So protocol serves as a framework for programmable assets, programmable deals, and building rules between subjects through inheritance and extension of the base Degen Deal smart contract account. So sounds sophisticated. I love the conjunctions of legal framework and tech-savvy Web3 framework, especially in NFT. So Alex Chusov, are you online? Are you with us? Yes, you are. Please turn on your video, turn on your mic. If you guys want to speak for, not just for Alex, you may join. You may join Artem and Vakhtanh. So the stage is yours to deliver your speech. Welcome, and the blast layer to meetup. Well, Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, first, thank you for opportunity to join this great meetup with people with from Blast community. This is very important for us. Yes, we are just now like a hot, we're not still like ETH hackathon. Yes, we have a best time as Vitalik Buterin about Ethereum, about new standards, about what is going in Ethereum community and Ethereum network. So about the Degen Deals, our main idea, this is an easy bridge from Web 2 to Web 3 and another way from Web 3 to Web 2. This is the opportunity people can make. They not make like deal not with only digital assets, but without, with also with real world asset. And so our vision, we try to implement these two new tools, because now all EVM working just most of these two fundamental standard two tools, ERC20 and ERC 721, like NFT, like fungible and non-fungible. So our main idea, we need to use not only just the tools, but we look to how we can use smart tools, because abstraction account, we combine new implementation 6551. This is open like more power, this more space. And I think this, just my opinion, this product can touch not only humans. It's mean like this easy to implement, and smart account, they also can do something. This can do deal. So I know maybe this is the, like, you know, like people maybe not understand about what, but I just talk like two our killer feature. This is legal layer solution, and second one, we can be like extension on Amazon or any Web2 marketplace, AliExpress, whatever. And how it's magic working. Artem, you with us? Can you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
First of all, thank you all for having us here. The second thing is, like Alex said, we are focused on a very, I think, very interesting part. Like imagine that any of you, when you sign a deal, you have a promise that somebody will deliver you something or send you some money in future. So what we are doing, we're actually tokenizing it. So we create a token, NFT token, that fixes up the legal obligation of delivering something in the future. This token is transferable and it's backed up by arbitration clause. So if somebody doesn't deliver this, and this is how we break actually the wall between Web 3 and Web 2, we made up the instrument that's allowed to issue a court decision in 10 days that can be enforced almost anywhere. So we actually, I understand that you don't like legal, like nobody likes, but we believe that it's not because law is bad, it's just because it doesn't have a proper front end and then it's not user friendly. So we actually create a Web3 instrument to make a better legal solution. We stopped dealing a contract as a one piece of a document. Instead of it, we're tokenizing separate obligation. For example, imagine if you're signing on, I think, let's say on Amazon, a deal that you should send up, I don't know, your iPhone, and instead you should receive some money. Instead of a contract, or what's now is happening is shitty information on a platform, of a centralized platform, you two have two tokens. One has a token on having an iPhone, another have a token of that confirms the right to receive money in the future. And anybody can transfer these tokens to anybody else. What we believe that it might actually bring up much more value to the Web3 world right now. It's already working, this part, and it's a really huge legal background there. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, and I'm Vakhtang, CTO of the Degen Deals, and I want to show you a little bit demo of our demo project, Degen Deals. We connected wallet and we can launch the Degen Deals where we can see our NFTs as a deal. This deal is already executed, and I want to show you the two transactions on Aziscan, where we mint this NFT and that we received this NFT on our wallet. We pay the commission for our NFT. This commission is distributed between platform wallet and legal wallet. Legal wallet is responsible for forming the document. And the second transaction is payment to the merchant for the deal. The deal was cost to the deal's token, and a buyer pay extra commission of 0.1 of the deal. And the payment goes through this transfers. The payment go to account abstraction, and account abstraction check the additional requirements about the deal, and these requirements are successful, and transfer it to the merchant. I said that seller and buyer is the same wallet for testing purposes, and we see that there are transfer from buyer to merchant. This is our demo of our Degen Deals working right now. In future, we will extend the front end part, and we'll see the new NFTs and new features. We try to make it as simple as possible for further understanding. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us, because it's very great. So when you warm team, including 3 speakers already, this means for me that you are absolutely eager to deliver your speech because you are on emotional high from the hackathon. You want to deliver this, and you've got the best opportunity ever in your life because we're friends, and you've got the best right time, right place to deliver it. I hope this helped your project. We will be following your success. So the question comes from Eugene, team member of the DAO Envelop, and it sounds like that. So guys, if the deal is presented as an NFT linked to actual legal documents, isn't there a bottleneck? Or do you solve this problem in a decentralized way? Or does the user have to trust the party verifying the reality of such documents. If you have understood the question, you may read it in the chat as well. So, Artem, because you joined, I think
and
you are ready.
thank you.
Yes,
It's a beautiful question.
Okay.
So, first of all, we're not storing an information centralized. So this is not like a link to a PDF. Well, it might look like, but the main point, like what we're planning to, what the concept of it, is this information will be stored on a blockchain, and it won't be one document. So it means that even, for example, if you would like to share your document, for example, to somebody, to prove that you have these rights, instead of how it works right now, where you share the whole document with all the personal data, you share only a part of it. Even the counterparty won't have your all personal data. So no, we will store the information on the blockchain distributedly. And the concept of it, or if the question means like, how do I know that this is legally binding? For this, we have now, I think, like memos from top tier law firms from Great Britain, US, Switzerland, proven that this concept totally works. And actually, this is fully binding document. So first, information decentralized. So there is no bottleneck, there is no monopoly on access in it. And the second thing is totally legal binding. We have a proof already. Hope it answers.
Yes, I hope it answers. Thank you very much for your answer, your participation. I think all the guys who are interested in the following answer to that thing, it's very easy to find us right now because every Telegram member is there in chat asking you. Is it easy to follow? And me personally, I will be following your success as well because you are placed NFT guys. I don't know how smart your NFT is, but I hope they are. You are guys legal, so we will be following success. So thank you very much again for your eagerness and your readiness and your activity, Alexei. From me personally for letting us know about you and joining us because you've delivered the great value. We wish you great success in delivering and developing your solution. Well, thank you very much. This has been Degen Deals, Alexei, Artem, and Vakhtang. And the next speaker who has already agreed is Vincent from Mangrove. And I'm not speaking French, but sorry, I will speak in English. So Mangrove, what is Mangrove? Mangrove is, first, it is based on DAO principles, as I'm not mistaken. So it's unlocked liquidity, DEX, and strategies. The main difference between Mangrove and other DEXs is the ability to attach quote to offers. And this translates into several disruptive mechanisms. Relative liquidity, the liquidity on offer on Mangrove is not locked on a pool. Since an offer contains code, defensive mechanisms can be baked into against the promise previously made. In persistence for the executed code, the offer can automatically repost itself on the order book. Let me thank Vincent assistance again. She helped a lot in delivering info about meetup to community, to organizing and arranging Vincent's joining us. So Vincent, if you are ready, so feel free to turn on your mic, turn on your camera, and we are extremely waiting for your wisdom here on our meetup.
Yeah, I'm ready. I think this is me. Hello, everyone. Yes. So, well, maybe I'll just repeat what you said, but maybe slower. So, Mangrove is a large contract that allows one to define specific markets. So right now we have 4 running on Blast. By the way, we're thinking, we don't know quite exactly how to do it, but of turning permissionless so that people could open their own markets, just like Uniswap went permissionless, I think, May 2022. I think it's a great way to increase the number of markets. So it's a market making machines. Every market is an order book. So just in a few words, an order book is a data structure where people express their willingness to trade. They say, I'd like to buy that much of this thing at a maximum price of this thing, or I'd like to sell that much of that thing at a minimum price of that price. And that's called an offer, or sometimes also a resting order. This is the dominant way of trading in usual finance. Not so much in decentralized finance because of all sorts of reasons. It's a data structure that's costly to maintain, and people use it in a way in traditional finance that doesn't seem to be meshing well with the latency of blocks in decentralized finance. And Mangrove is kind of the answer to this. We're trying to reconcile the reason why it's the dominant model in centralized finance and with the specific abilities and restrictions of running the market on a chain. So I think on the one hand, we're opening a completely new design space for liquidity provision. If you look at decentralized finance right now, you have a choice of a bunch of AMMs, or you can participate to batch auctions off-chain. For example, Vertex came to Blast a few weeks ago. And if you look at how they proceed, every 10 blocks or so, they post a massive transaction of 20 million gas. And that's kind of the summary of everything that happened on their offside exchange place, which they now settle on the L2, later to be settled on the L1. So just to be clear, our design is not like that. We are continuously on chain. And if you shoot transactions to our markets, they'll be inserted in the next block, not in 10 blocks. So that's one difference. So the one thing you can do, one thing you have to do to begin with, if you want to offer liquidity on one of those markets, is you have to specify not just as usual how much you want to sell or buy and at what price, but you also have to tell the engine how much gas you request to execute, and given the address of a contract that will be managing the offer in case it's matched by the engine. So the sequence goes like this. There's a market order that wants to consume liquidity. Let's say it wants to buy some WEEF. And at some point, the engine matches that order against your offer. And what it does, it will call the contract that's sitting at the address that you provided, and it will wait for that code to return with the promised liquidity. And importantly, it will give to the code control on the money of the taker, the money of whoever wants to buy, in my example. So now that piece of code is running on chain. It's a contract. It may manage many of us. In general, it will manage many of us, possibly on multiple markets. And what the very first natural step, which is what you referred to by defensive, is to look at whether the price at which it's trying to sell right now, which may date a few blocks back, is actually still a proper price. So there are various ways to do this. You can ask other dexes what's the current price. You can ask an oracle, obviously. You can ask your own private internal structures. And then typically, I'm not describing any, it's free form, right? I mean, you code absolutely whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. I'm just describing a reasonable way things proceed as in the strategies that are currently deployed on the books. And then if it decides to trade, it will try to deliver the whatever liquidity it promised. Let's say 1 ETH, 10 ETH. So at that stage, it can do everything you want it to do. It's just a piece of code. One particularly amusing way to solve the offer is to go and buy that liquidity by buying it on another DEX with the money of the taker. So that's what we call forwarding. It's also called redirecting or mirroring liquidity. And since you have a choice between the 5 other DEXs on chain that are currently on the same pair, you can take the cheapest one at any time with no latency, and then you pick it up. And in effect, you have some kind of rudimentary on-chain aggregator mechanism. But you can do it in other ways. You can, for example, another contract we have developed will actually redeem an LP position on another DEX, partly, to realize enough liquidity to deliver. Another way to do it is to go to a lender to withdraw or even borrow on the fly on a lender. So we also have that type of code available. And eventually, delivery will happen. The engine will go like, okay, it's like a flash loan. Okay, you said you were going to deliver that much. You actually did deliver that much. So all is good. We're not going to revert that. And if the taker's order is still not fulfilled, the engine will go to the next best offer and so on, as an ascending option, which it is. Other books are called continuous double options also sometimes in the literature. So this is that design space, meaning you can attach any code you want. You can be creative. You can have hybrid strategies. You can, let's look at a few examples. You can, for example, if you're in the game of having looped positions on NetDust to increase your APY, you can de-loop and re-loop on the fly. All the liquidity that you can access on-chain within the same transaction, again, like a flash loan, is available for your contract to pick. So in a way, the chain is your backend, your back office. Wherever you control liquidity or can buy liquidity in another, you can do it. So I'll stop there just for a sec. And we have deployed on Polygon months ago before we came to Blast, at the time Blast was launched. And at the time we had people were already programming those forwarding contracts. And a few weeks after the launch of Blast, they came. We're happy to see them coming in. And we've had tremendous success. Very large volumes out of a very, very tiny amount of capital. You do need a bit of capital because you need to, for technical reasons, you have to build a provision for your strategy and you still need a bit, but orders of magnitude less than what you would need if you were an ordinary AMM that locks provisions into a contract. So let me return to, this is how Mangrove looks like to someone who is a dev. Like, so the typical person this kind of presentation talks to or speaks to is a person who's someone considering, for example, developing hooks for Uniswap version 4, because that's exactly what it is. These are hooks. There are strong differences between what we have and what Uniswap version 4 is meant to be having when it's out, maybe Q4 or Q1 25. But roughly the idea is that every offer on the book is under the management of its own hook, and you program the hook. So having said that, not everyone wants to be exposed to the complexities and technicalities of developing their own liquidity provision methods. So we also have a vault right now. I think it opened a few hours ago, actually, which is a vault in which you can put your money in a completely passive way, and the vault will manage your offers in a way that you are insulated from the complexities of actively managing this kind of position. Next thing I want to say, this is what the word persistent meant in the little blog you read before. the code can be an AMM. Any discrete AMM can be encoded in this way. We have one, it's called Candle, but we could implement a discrete version of Uniswap version 3. Actually, we have there's a large class of AMMs that can be encoded in this way. And the funny thing is that differently to everything that exists, multiple such AMMs can live on the same pair. It's not like, oh, I have a new AMM, I need to open a new market, which is the Uniswap version 4 concept. It's no. You have a new ID, you come to the existing market, there's just one, and this is where you're going to deploy, and you'll be absorbing the order flow of the market, not of your own market with all the pains and diplomacies and reward programs that you need to put together to get to bootstrap what's at the beginning an empty market, right? So you can write the order flow. You can compete on how good your own AMM and your own liquidity provision methods are. How good is your way to quote liquidity? How good is your way to source liquidity? And we've seen a fair amount of that competition go during the last 3 months. We have seen aggressively providing contracts, liquidity providing contracts. Sorry, contracts providing liquidity in a very aggressive way, meaning very little spread, sometimes negative spread, probably excited by the reward program of Blast. And the conclusion was that at some point we had 80% of the time we had prices that were better, fees included, of course, that were 80% of the time better than on for example, which is a very, very large Uniswap clone that's deployed and a major source of volume on Blast. All right, so now if you look at that connects to what I wanted to say last, which is that if you're just a taker, if you're there just to consume certain type of assets, which you want to buy or sell, depending, if you're a pure trader, let's say, none of those technicalities are of any concern to you. All what you want is a good price. So we do have really good prices. And now your concern will be more, what's the DApp like? The DApp allows you to deposit in a vault. The DApp allows you to deploy your own instances of that AMM that we've called Candle, which has a, let's not deny it. It's somewhat a bit complex, but you don't want to. If you just want to consume liquidity, it's just another place where you can trade, and we're giving you good prices. And so the DApp had teething problems. It was really hard to get the interface to be responsive. I'm sure all the devs who've devved some front end on blockchain will be sympathetic to our plight. But now we have an SDK which is super optimized, and it's become much snappier. We'll put back we'll put back some of the features we had to take out to redo the SDK, and we'll put them back in. We'll add some more pairs, more stuff, and right now I think we are reaching the place where prices are good, UX is good, simple liquidity provider that don't want to spend too much of their time providing liquidity have a vault. People are more willing to play clever games, have their own candles, and people who are at the apex of the system, the devs, the Solidity devs can provide liquidity within their own contracts, which was the entire point of Mangrove.
So we have already got a question from our team member Eugene, who's extremely dev-like guys, just because he's marketing, but he loves tech side, and he has researched Mangrove a lot. But he asks, your concept of strategies is very interesting, but I haven't researched it enough yet. Can I, he asks, create a long-term rebalancing strategy using your protocol? For example, he specifies, if I supply liquidity in ETH to USDB and Blast to USDB pairs, I need to reinvest the received income into the token that is undervalued by the market. I.e., if ETH becomes cheaper relative to Blast, I use the income from the pools to buy back ETF for Blast, and if ETH becomes more expensive, I sell it and accumulate Blast. I hope you have understood the question. What will be the answer?
Yeah, of course. You can. We're not doing this right now. We have exit bots because we also have our own candles that we manage inside. And we since we're like day traders, we've not implemented this on chain, but you can absolutely trigger a swap on a DEX to rebalance your own internal capital on the fly, depending on the information that's available to your contract. You can totally do this. There are multiple ways in which you can do this. You can do traditional on-chain, so that's not traditional, but inventory management. If you think you have too much of something, you can decrease the price at which you're selling it, for example. So you can somehow bias the way you're offering stuff, so to decrease how long you are in a risky asset. You can also borrow the risky asset if you think you have too much of it, instead of actually acquiring it by mirroring, for example. So all the things are possible. You can buy it on the fly to replenish, to rebalance your portfolio. You can move in price space, a bit like I think Maverick was doing this on Arbitrum. You could opt in for some kind of price tracking methodology. By the way, the forwarders are all tracking price constantly. Maybe I should say a word about this because it's new, I think. So although we see the idea already at play in other DeFi projects, the forwarder, independently of the fact that it's sourcing its own liquidity from other DEXs, that's kind of independent, constantly recomputes its positions in price space. Constantly, meaning technically, each time it is tapped by the market engine, it will draw information from the context, look at what the current consensus about the price is, and that depends on the sources, of course. So right now, for example, when we look at the traces of the forwarders running on our markets, we see that they look at 5 sources in the transaction. So they have 5 prices. I don't know what they do with it. Maybe they do some kind of average. Maybe they take the smallest. And then that will be the new price, the new origin in price space. And they will redeploy or republish their offers according to this new origin. So each time they move in price space. But you don't have to do it each time. You can do it each 10 blocks. You can have a bigger spread. You choose essentially the average frequency at which you update your prices. So you can move in price space, rebalance your capital if you want. If you use specifically Candle to provide liquidity, Candle is not like Uniswap version free. The 2 sides are independent. You don't have to, if you choose one, end up in an entry price, it doesn't freeze the amount of the other asset that you need to have. So, there's more degrees of freedom, but yeah, you can do all that. What's the limit here? I hear you ask. The limit is called the block size. Currently 30 million on Blast. Remember that Vertex consumes 20 million every 10 blocks, right? So it's not like the block size is not used. Some large players actually use a lot. But further than 30, it's not going to get through. Base, for example, is 90 million. And Polygon was 17 when we started and 30 a bit later down the road. So Mangrove is resolutely placing a bet on the fact that block sizes are going to become larger and larger, that gas prices are going to keep low. Right now, they're not low, unfortunately, on Blast, but they are going to keep low, just like they're on Base, for example, on Polygon, where it's 10 times, 50 times cheaper than it is currently on Blast. It used to be very cheap on Blast, which was fantastic. And so if the gas price is low and the block size is large, then you can put any amount of logic in your contract and do crazy let your capital go through crazy hoops during a transaction. So just to give you an idea, our forwarders request an amount of gas. This is not the amount they are actually consume, but this is the max they are saying they're going to consume, which is 2 million. And that may be a bit too much when the gas is expensive. Maybe we'll set it to 1 million. So this means everyone who has a contract needs to dumb it down a bit. Yeah, there are still things you can do, but you have to optimize for gas. If gas goes down again, then we'll put it back to 2, 3. And with 3 million of gas, there's so much you can compute. You can actually do optimal splitting of offers, which is to say you can do something similar to Paraswap, 1inch, all the off-chain aggregators, but without latency, which is obviously much more efficient and appealing. So no slippage, you just get the best split across different sources. So yeah, good question. You can absolutely do that. Anything that you can code, you can do with the limit of the block size. And okay, maybe some slight additional remark. The gas price is actually not of any concern to the maker because it's the taker paying the execution of the contract of the maker. The maker only pays when he fails to deliver. We didn't talk about this. Maybe it's not the most interesting part, but when the offer is not actually delivering, then there's a compensation taken by the engine and paid to the taker. And the compensation is computed in a way that the amount of refund that the taker gets exceeds by a factor of 2 the current gas price. So if you pay 1 to run my contract and it doesn't work, then I have to give you 2 through the market engine. But other than that, if I deliver as a maker, I don't have to pay gas. It's you, the taker, paying gas. So here, the way to prevent too much of a price distortion by the gas fees, either to be in an environment where gas, L2 gas at least, is negligible in price, which was the case, or to be in an environment where the max amount of gas any given offer can consume is kept below a decent limit.
Well,
there are other ways, but...
Yeah, thank you very much for such a detailed answer on such a serious question. I think we enjoyed a lot of the answer. I wish I would have listened to you forever, your explanation. Extremely, absolutely. I love
Thank
it.
you.
We have one more question from Rostislav. He asks, there is a minimum amount required for limit orders on Mangrove, at least for now. It's circa USD 155. Do you consider the possibility of reducing the limit order amount nominated in USDB?
So it's the perfect segue to what I was saying before. We are one way we can control the amount of gas per offer that the taker has to pay for, in addition to paying for the asset itself, obviously. Is to ask that the ratio between the value of the asset provided and the amount of fees requested in the worst case is above a certain factor. Let's say above 100, above 1,000 even. In other words, you don't want to pay more than 1% or 1,000 fees for what you're buying, right? It would be stupid to buy something for $10 and pay $10 fees. So the way we do this is by, it will mechanically lower bound, so fix a minimum size for offers like $150 for a basic limit order is about what we're having right now. If we raise what we call the density, this particular ratio, that minimum size will go higher, but takers will relatively pay lower fees. So when gas price is high, minimum sizes of offers will go up. I mean, it's a tendency, right? These are parameters that we set in the market. But if gas price goes lower, yes, certainly we can take the mean size lower. It's a way to control the difference between net price, so gas fees included, and gross price, which are the prices you read of the book.
Well, it's been extremely useful. I'm totally amazed of your speech. Thank you very much for joining us today, Vincent. And I would additionally thank Agathe for helping arranging your joining us and your delivery of speech and answering your brilliant questions. So, Agathe, you are an amazing lady and absolutely devoted. I wish everyone in Web3 would have been like Agathe, so passionate, so amazing. Thank you very much, Vincent.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Have a good day. And we are slowly but inevitably switching to the next speaker of our Blast Layer 2. Lindsey Winter, he presents Hedgey, Hedgey.finance, a free token distribution and investor lockup blockchain platform that projects use to allocate tokens to their team and investors with full dashboards for issuers and recipients. So, Lindsey, thanks for joining our meetup. Hope you are excited about Blast Layer 2. So we are hearing, listen carefully for your wisdom and your excitement. Oh, whatever you wanted to deliver us, your contribution is extremely valuable for us now.
Hey, thanks, Eugene. I'll make this short. I know there's a lot of other speakers. I'll probably spend most of the time just going through the app. As a background on us, we are a token investing investor lockup platform where when teams are launching or planning to launch, they can use us just to distribute tokens to their team investors and community. We're used by Cello Foundation. We're used by Arbitrum. We're currently distributing 50 million in grants for them to their protocols. We've distributed another 100 million for them before. Masa, I mean, we have 500 tokens that have used us. The app itself is free to use, self-service. You can just come and connect to it. I'll just actually just show the app as I'm going, just to talk. But the idea here is when token teams are distributing tokens, we want to make it very easy for them to do that. And then I think some of the questions in the chat go into what you can do once those tokens are distributed. So if you're coming to the app, you can just connect your wallet. We're on Blast, obviously. If I wanted to issue vesting plans to my employees, I can come do that. It's very boring and basic, but it gets the job done. A lot of the stuff we've built over the last 3 years is been with a lot of like larger foundations and DAOs. So it's very battle tested as far as just doing the job that on-chain teams actually need it to do. I'll actually do one since I'm on here. So if I'm coming and want to distribute things, you can upload a CSV for all of your employees and investors. I'll just do one since I'm on here. You click a few buttons. It's highly customizable if you want to have like TGE unlocks or starting from 0 in 6 months, all the weird stuff that you probably want to do, it can do. And you just click a few buttons and that's it. And now you have on-chain permissionless programmatic releases of schedules. As far as managing people goes, once you've distributed them, you can obviously just track and see all of your vesting plans. Click different buttons. If you want to revoke vesting plans, you can do that and claw back unvested tokens. Or if you just want to automate your investor distributions and never have to touch it again, you can do that as well. And we're on the Blast Safe as well, so it's easy to use. We also do token grants, treasury locks, community claims. We just did one for Masa, where they had 70,000 people claimed locked tokens that will release over time. Our background, we started off in asset management. So we also built a lot of like escrowless OTC swaps, selling covered call options on DAO tokens, a lot of just in the weeds kind of features and functionality there. We also, let me see if you see this, have a pre-token app, and this is for pre-token teams preparing token launches. This is everything from, coming to the app and doing your workflow, finding service providers and different things you need, mapping out your token cap table and allocations and distributions, secure address collection, basically everything that that teams need when they launch tokens or preparing to launch tokens, we've covered. So that's it for the product. I think people can get that. Talking a bit more just about the technology. Let me stop sharing. There's a question asked about our NFT structure and a direction we may head, or if we were curious about it. When tokens are distributed, they're held in an escrow contract, and it mints the recipient an ERC 721, an NFT. And that acts as their kind of ownership key to claim those tokens as they unlock. For employees, they can't transfer these just because that's the kind of structure that's most compatible with what HR teams need for their employees. For investors, you can make them transferable. So arguably, you could use these on borrowing platforms, secondaries, options, anything where you want like a collateralized token position. And actually like have a verifiable proof of that kind of token ownership or transfer of ownership. And so we use the ERC 721 standard now. There's a question, I think, about using ERC 1155, which kind of would give more functionality for like more like pro rata ownership and be able to deploy these more in a more liquid form, I guess, on different ecosystems. And I think that's really interesting. We've definitely explored it. We might go that route with some future products, but there's like a lot of like, we all build stuff. There's a lot of like cool things you could do that when you get into the weeds with legal teams, HR teams, compliance teams, tax teams, it creates more problems and doesn't actually solve the original job that these teams have, which is just having like a kind of secure automated system for managing these token allocations. So in our next kind of act, we do talk with a lot of like service providers and market makers who actually see the benefit of using our ERC 721 structure for a lot of these kind of financial markets for insider allocations. But we're just very slow to move technologies because everything you change, like even if you add like one benefit, it introduces one new kind of like risk parameter, whether it's contract or regulatory or tax. So we're very slow in that way. We try to be very boring with our solutions and get the primary job done and then explore what's possible after. So that's it. I'm going to keep it short on my end, but happy to answer any questions if there are some.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for being short, because being short means that you have an extremely clear understanding of what you've been doing. We have got two questions from team members. The first comes from Eugene from Envelop. Can you share your statistics on the vesting plans your clients use most often? What time of unlocking do you consider to be optimized?
Yeah, that'll all depend based on your allocation. So for employee vesting, typically it's a 1-year cliff, 4-year schedule. So 4 years total and 1-year cliff. And then it's a standard traditional cliff where it's like in that case, a 20% unlock at the chunk. And that's just like standard kind of like equity vesting migrating over. Investors, it can vary. And I think it all comes down to like what's on your legal sheets. Start. If you've done like a token side letter and you have a lot of optionality there, I would always push to have it match your employees. A lot of investors, especially in a bull market, will try to push you to have accelerated vesting plans, accelerated unlocks at TGE, and things that are very advantageous if you're a short cycle VC or investor that wants to just have quick liquidity. That's usually not advantageous to you and as a long-term project. And I think it helps kind of align like where their interests are. So my push would always be to have investors match what your team has. And again, vesting is like a carrot. It's to align incentives over a period of time. And the longer that goes out, the more aligned people will be for a period of time. There are trends like with KOL rounds and things where you have like a TGE unlock and some of this, and you may be tempted to do that. I would always speak with your regulatory advisors, whether it's your lawyers or someone else, because you can also, if you have unlocks before a year, you can introduce risk parameters from a regulatory perspective. That may not matter based on where you are and who your holders are, and if you don't touch US or anything, but it's not something to be naive to. And so anytime you're having someone give you advice on your unlock schedules, it's important to just ask what their interests are and if this serves them and kind of fucks you, to be honest. Blunt, but it's true. And I'm happy. We have a lot of data on just general trends, and I can share a lot more granular detail if you just DM me on Telegram. We're always happy to talk through spreadsheets and talk through ideas, and whether you use us or not, always just tell you what's good to do in the market in general. So if you're a project and you want to do this, DM me.
Well, thank you. And one more question from the tech person, our CTO of Envelop, Max. He asks, have you considered the possibility of using ERC 1155 for token lockups? He means to get opportunity secondary trading of LOX shares. You've got the question.
Yeah, and I kind of answered that, but the risk you introduced there, and there's some projects that are kind of trying to do this, is you get into a huge nightmare from a regulatory perspective if you do that. If you start to create a purely liquid token that can trade on public markets with retail, it almost instantly turns your token into a security. And so you could do that, but you would need to spend a lot of infrastructure on actually controlling who is able to access those markets. And you also have to introduce risk parameters around it because you could fuck yourself if you launch a token and it becomes liquid on retail markets, especially during a lockup period. And you could also, if you're providing that service to people, you could indirectly screw them just by them not knowing what the potential was, and someone doing something in good faith, bad faith, ignorant faith to just transform what your token is and introduce regulatory risk to you as a project. So yeah, we've absolutely looked at it. It's very cool, but again, it's one of those things where we've been building for 3 years, and there's a lot of lessons you learn. A lot of times it's like a cool idea that it would be very fun in like a kind of open world, but we don't live in that world just yet. And so you have to really consider like the long-term health of the projects who use you, and if that introduces risk to them.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I think it won't be an exaggeration to say that we have loved your product very much by the team, because this pain, which it aims to solve, is absolutely familiar to us. We're extremely familiar with that pain. So thank you very much for joining us, Lindsey, today, and have a good day. We promise we will be following personally your success, because really enjoy the product and your speech. And I personally enjoy that you don't hide your face on. If you compare with the vast majority of Web3 guys, you have good marketing.
You're asking people to trust you with hundreds of millions of dollars, so people have to see you, know you're real.
Definitely. Sounds great. Okay, have a good day. Thank you very much for joining us today. And we're switching to another great great founder, and our speaker is Mr. Florian. And Florian, he presents a simple game, a PvP game, which is entitled Treasure Dwarf Battles. And hope we'll learn from him how it works and how is he excited with Blast and games and NFTs. So Florian, thank you very much for joining us. And the stage is yours. Share with us your wisdom. We are carefully listening to you because your thoughts and wisdom is extremely valuable for us today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you to invite me. I'm excited to introduce you the Treasure Dwarf Battles, innovation PvP game that combines strategic battles with a unique economic system. Our game is designed for those who want to inside an experience without spending much time on it. We focus on easy start for players, exciting battles, treasure hunt systems, leaderboard rewards, blending and equipments, and the special referral system. To begin our game, it's pretty simple for users. All you need just to mint your dwarf, which have the unique traits and starts at level 0. The aim is to level up your dwarf and increase the traits in battles. You can send your dwarf to the battles and place bets. Your dwarf will force with other players' dwarf. Winning the battle, you not only earn reward, but also increase your level and strength. Besides battles, you also can participate in treasure hunts and place in different types of treasure chests. Winner will not only receive the reward, but also points, which I will explain in later. In battles, you also can take a part in a leaderboard, and then you can have special rewards. Also, the main feature and our key feature is the community engagement reward system. It's a unique system. It ensures that the users are recognized and rewarded from a very first interaction, even before the game official released. We find that the problem in blockchains is that they fail the reward to early ongoing contributions, focusing on financial investments. This can create a weak community with not long-term engagement. Our solution is a Degen point system that we created. We think that we need to reward players, our users, with any activity they do. For example, it can be the activity in Discord, creating content. For example, you can make a post on X, Twitter, and you will receive points. Social task, also a special task inside game, like minting dwarves, go to fights, take a place in treasure hunts, etc. Digi Points shows that we are decided to build a strong and active community by giving them rewards for meaningful contributions. This system makes the game more enjoyable and helps keep players loyal and involved in for a long time. Thank you, guys.
For this short presentation, me personally, what I would say about games, the last time I played games when I was perhaps at 15 years old in the 90s. Nonetheless, we have got a question from my colleague Eugene from Envelop. He asks a very simple question. I know, it takes time to make quality big games, and the Blast network, as we all know, has been launched only recently. Do you foresee the differences between the Blast game market and other layer 2 solutions? And what kind of game would you make on Blast if you had unlimited resources?
The Blast network offers faster transactions, lower cost, better scalability if we compare it with other layer 2 solutions. With unlimited resources, we will develop a large-scale game using a stake-to-earn model, where players add liquidity and make pushes, earning rewards and potential refunds. I think the developers should use the percentage of those funds to create a prize pools for the game, enhancing player engagement and stability.
Well, simple question, simple answer. I don't see any other questions for Florian. I think we've done a good job, because the shortness of the pitch and answers means that everybody understands and economizes time, and everybody understands very clear what is he doing and what he does and what we'll be doing the next time. So thank you very much, Florian, to join us today. We will be following your success. Thank you for being on Blast. I think we will have an opportunity and ability to follow you and to invite you at the next meetups as well. So let me remind you, dear attendees, that the message, well, the link on the Google form has already been dropped by my colleague Yuri. Just find it. It sounds very simple. Mice will send an SBT certificate, and please follow the link and type your Blast EVM address there, and you will get an soulbound token, which will be proving that you have attended this second Blast Layer 2 dedicated Airdrop meetup. Well, so we have already had guys from Hedgey, from Mangrove, from Treasure Dwarf, and Degen Deals. So we run a great meetup today. We had 4 projects: Mangrove, Hedgey, Treasure Dwarf Battles, and Degen Deals. Thank you very much, guys and speakers from this project, to join us. We finished our agenda, so let me thank you again for coming here, for sharing your thoughts and answers, and I hope we have changed this crazy world a little for better. Today, let me thank Envelop team for support, and Mice, which is on my t-shirt, for providing free NFT tickets, minting SBTs. We call it Proof of Event Service. Please don't forget to provide your Blast EVM addresses in the forum and the message which Yuri Belaprov has sent again in the chat. Very, very easy to provide for getting your SBT. And I believe that this is how real Web3 event must have been done, via smart tickets and via SBT. This is how on-chain reputation should be working. And thank you again, Vladimir Menoskop, the advisor of Envelop, for staying up on this philosophy. It's very important for BM3. I am extremely sure that it's very important to have a right philosophy under your everyday activity. Please, yes, I've already said about providing this. We will publish this video recording of the meetup on Envelop YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done it yet. We deliver their unique content, and we will cut this content, edit, and deliver it as well into the Blast community, so your speeches will be seen by Blast guys. And let me say that since day one, our marketing team has been conducting research into NFT realm in Web3 on an everyday basis. So we share results in the form of NFT news digest on daily basis on Twitter or in the NFT 2.0 Telegram channel. Easy to find it on Envelop. Please follow that. And if you have no time to follow it daily, as me personally, I don't have time. I prefer to read our monthly digest. I extremely love these long reads, because in the end of every month, we put the main NFT news, which we collect on a daily basis, into monthly PDF document. It is a long read, and I absolutely love it, because why this digest, while it makes you informed better than 95% of everyone who's staying in NFT realm, in the state of the art of NFT, and not just smart, about all the NFT projects, all NFT chains. So this is a unique content which is being researched on everyday basis. Thank you very much, Envelop team, for this hard job. So 2 options: read digest on the daily basis on Twitter or Telegram chat, or monthly digest, NFT digest, which is published on Envelop Medium or on NFT aggregator page, which I will say a bit later. So it will be an exaggeration to say that there is no project regarding smart NFT into Web3 space on any popular chain that we would be unfamiliar with due to our everyday market research. So we decided to make it easy for everyone to explore NFT segments, and have created NFT 2.0 aggregator for this purpose. It's easy to find it via the main Envelop page, nft2.envelop.is. So more than 170 NFT 2.0 smart NFT projects on more than 10 or 15 chains have been already listed there. Use it for free. Easy to find the card of every project. The links, very, very amazing page for navigate into NFT, smart NFT space of Web3. And also on this page, you will be able to find a free PDF overview of the Blast L2 ecosystem. It will help you to navigate. You may download a free PDF Blast Layer 2 ecosystem overview, which we have made for you on the Patreon aggregator, easy to find and download. And if you want to get introduced into the NFT 2.0 concept or smart or financial program or whatever you name it, concepts, find and download a free PDF ebook by Envelop, which is entitled very easy, Punks Are Dead, The Rising of NFT 2.0. It can also be downloaded on the aggregator page. It can serve as a great starting point, a complete guide in the segment of programmable assets for you. And finally, we encourage you to use Envelop the apps on Blast for all the actions with smart NFT you may ever need for your purposes. And if you want to integrate smart NFT or programmable NFT, NFT 2.0 concept into your specific project, if you utilize NFT and need to make your NFT more smart than ever, please consider discussing such details with our team. Let us know in any way you like, and we will set up a call and discuss, deliver, and make another great use case of, in addition to use cases we have already made till this moment. So if nobody wants to add something, let me conclude that we've done today's meetup. Thank you all for joining us today. Happy airdrop, happy being on Blast, and see you on the next meetup. Stay tuned. Follow Envelop resources. We will notify you about the next meetup, which is going to be on regular basis. Thank you very much, and have a good day, evening, whatever time you have in your time scale. Bye-bye.